everybody. Holy moly, a little bit of snow fell.
A little bit?
Okay, a lot of bit.
A lot of bit.
I know yesterday I was all like, we need the moisture. We got it. Thank you. Again. It's a good job. You really can't overwater gardens.
Yeah.
But no, that's okay. Because you know why? All this week we've been talking about seeds, and we're not talking about direct sowing outside. We're talking about starting in the house, and how we do seeds and what a seed is and whatnot. So you know what? I don't care if there's this much snow outside, because I'm inside and I'm doing seeds. So a couple of things. We're gonna get our hands dirty. So one thing I like to do is remove all of this stuff. And the main reason for that is I just don't want it to get dirty. The second reason is, and this has happened to me when I forget, and I leave something like this on, especially if I'm outside and it catches my tomato basket, or my tomato cage, I should say, and I pull the whole cage and I hurt my tomato and whatnot. So just having nothing there to catch on things works. And then something else, I finally grabbed them. I've been bringing them up. So like I said, most of you are going to recognize that, okay? That's your typical sunflower seed, okay? So here, what I've done is I've split it. So that's the outside, and then that's the inside. And that is the seed coat. And now that's the part that we scrunch and that the birds scrunch, and that turns into a flower. So this tiny thing turns into something 8 foot tall. And in here now, so this is the food source, and that little tip there is the embryo. So now that the seed coat is gone, I mean, I'm not going to plant this one. I just wanted to show everybody. But now that the seed coat is gone, swish. I could plant it right away because I literally just took it off. But if I left that for a day or two, that food source is going to dry out. The embryo is going to dry out. It's going to become completely unusable. While it's in its unbroken coat, it's basically hermetically sealed. It's got everything it needs. So, without further ado, we've talked about seeds. Yesterday, we talked about germination and whatnot. And then today, we're going to plant 2 different types of seeds because I want to show you the difference. So, we're going to plant, oh no, I held this up. We're not going to plant tomatoes. I held this upside down. So, there's rookie mistake. See how I didn't put folds in mine? That one still has seeds in. That's empty. So, however, here's some I started earlier. I started those from this pack, and then very awkwardly, I left it upside down. So one of the things I was going to say is if you have seeds left, fold it over, even a little bit of tape, okay? Leaving it like that, which I did because I was in a rush, all it takes is that seed pack to get knocked like that. All of the seeds are gone, and you are not finding tomato seeds. So, no problem. We already have tomatoes, so they can go back over here from now, and we'll do sunflowers. So, if you remember what we were saying, I've got a heat map. We're good there. So, all we're going to do today is we're going to do the planting because we have limited time. So, I've got my solid tray, and that's going to hold everything, and that's going to make it easy to move them around when I'm done. I grabbed 2 different types. I grabbed a peat moss one, and I grabbed a plastic one. Now, anybody who's watched me on any webinars or anything like that knows that I massively upcycle. I haven't had a chance to clean it yet, but this isn't a new tray, okay? That's all the stuff from last year that washed out the pot and the hard water stains. Before I use this year, I will wash it, I will sterilize it, and this will be good. So I don't really care. Use plastic, use peat. It's not really going to make any difference, whatever you're comfortable with. This can't be upcycled, but it will compost and biodegrade. This, of course, can be reused until it's no longer viable, and then we have to get rid of it. So why don't we do one of each? So I don't need my tray right now. Now, if you're in an area where you really don't want to make a mess, you might want to do yours in the tray. I'm not going to. I'm going to do them there. I've got my seed starting soil. I opened the bag. I've got everything prepped. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. And this is our Pro Mix seed starting soil. It's a great mix. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scoop and I'm just going to start filling. And again, see, I'm making a mess. It's my favorite day. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them close to the top. I'm not going, if I'm not right at the top, I don't care. If I'm a little bit over, I don't care. Okay? I'm going to do the same with this one. Same thing. You can use your hand. I do find it easier for this because you're reaching in and you're taking handfuls and you're trying to do that. It works. Gets a bit messier. You can use a mug. I use that at home as well. I've got some old coffee mugs rather than get rid of them. I upcycled them, of course. And what I'll do is I'll use them to propagate spider plants, but then I also use them to help me with my soils and measure things out. Then I can be like, I used a cup of soil. I don't know if it actually measures a cup, but in my brain, it sounds good. So see, I've got it all roughly leveled out like that. Now, gently, I am not trying to compact the soil. I am trying to firm the soil. I'm just going to take my fingers and you can see all I'm doing is I'm just tucking it in. Okay, I am not compacting it. I don't want it compact. I want it firm because I want it to hold the seed. Too loose, and if that's the height I want my seed, so you can see on here my amazing drawing, if that's the height I want my seed, then I want the soil down here to be firm enough to hold that seed up. If that soil is too loose and I water, it's going to pull the seed down. The other point is if that soil is heavily compacted, if you remember what we talked about, and it puts out the radical can have difficulty getting into that hard packed soil. Remember, it's not radical. It's a little baby. Okay, so we got to be gentle. So I'm firming down to create a bed. Now, what I may need to do is add more soil to top them up. So some are lower than others. I can see that. And you don't have to go quick. I've done a lot of this, and I'm trying to get everything done in 15 minutes. So you don't have to go this quick. You can take your time. Okay, so you can see they're not all even. Okay, don't mind. Take another scoop. I sprinkle it over. I'm looking for the ones that are a little bit lower. Okay, I do that. And again, all I'm doing is firming it down. Okay, one good flick and all of this is going to be loose. But if I turn it upside down, it's not going to come out like a sandcastle. Okay, and again, now I will use my hands because I've got a couple at the back here that are a little low. Same with this one. And again, exact same principles. It doesn't matter peat or plastic, which one I'm using. My principles of filling soil and planting my seed are going to be exactly the same. You know what? We're going to grow sunflowers. We were going to do sunflowers and tomatoes, but apparently that ship sailed. But that's good. That's why Brandy and I, we don't do second takes. We don't do things like that. I don't know how long I've been doing this before. Major rookie mistake. And look at that. That one doesn't have a fold either. Okay, so you've got to watch what you're doing. It's so easy to do it. We put them in a junk drawer, then we reach in to get the scissors and our seed pack goes, and you've lost all of your seeds. So literally for the point of doing that, or a piece of tape or a staple. So lesson learned, no problem. Turns out I know where I can get more seeds. I'm just saying, I have that luxury. And if I'd noticed on time, I probably would have left that and gone and grabbed another pack. However, that's not the case. So I'm happy enough. Again, they're not all even. Don't care. Okay, I have enough to plant the depth of what I need. Great thing about sunflowers, you can pull them all out. You're not going to lose them all. If you're doing something smaller like this, it's good to put them in the palm of your hand or even on a little saucer so you can see them rather than try and tap them out one at a time. Next thing we're going to do, okay, we're going to look at the back of our seed pack. And all seed packs are going to have the instructions on the back. So Days to sprout, 7 to 14. So that's germination. Remember, we said it's always going to be different. What I'm looking for now is seed depth, and it's 1/2 inch. No problem. So something I've done for many years is I've measured my fingertips, okay? From the tip of my finger to the edge of my nail bed is about 1/2 inch, okay? So now I'm going to pick my seeds up, and all I'm going to do is put one seed in the middle, approximately, of each pod, okay? And you'll notice I'm not planting right away. And the reason for that is when you're doing a lot of seeds, and you have all these together and you start planting and you turn around, you get something and you go, oh no, which one did I plant? And you don't remember, and then you start doubling seeds up. You start putting peppers in with tomatoes and lettuce with kale. And I've done that many times. So what I do now is I put a seed on the top of each one. And you can always separate it too. You can always go, these are my tomatoes, I'm moving them over here. My sunflowers over here. We know we're doing, you know what? What I'll do is, in order to go quicker, I'm going to do this, and this, and I'm not going to do this half. Okay? So there we go. So now we know that our depth is 1/2 inch. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I tell people that all the time. Measure your fingertip. Most seeds are going to want to be 1/2 inch or an inch. If you know what that is on your finger, then you're not like, oh, did I go deep enough? What have I done? Very gently, remember what we said about that seed coat. You are not breaking it with your finger. You put it on a hard counter like this, take your nail and push down, you're not going to break it. Sunflower seeds, we have to put them in our mouth to crack them. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to push down, and you can see now my nail bed is at the soil level. That's deep enough. So now, again, I've done lots. So I'm going on touch. And I'm meeting resistance when I do it. So maybe you'll be able to see here. So when I push it in, you'll see I have to give a little bit of effort. That's because my soil is at the right level to firm it. I don't want it soft where I can accidentally push to the bottom. I am not trying to reef it down. I want to gently push it into position. Think about it. If a plant drops the seed, it would gently fall. Okay, we're running out of time. Quicker. So I'm going to put all these in. Now, all of the soil that I've displaced, that one didn't go deep enough. I'm just going to brush over. And hey, presto, it looks exactly like that one. But we know that one is planted. I'm going to do the same with these. If when you're doing this, you notice one of them isn't deep enough, stick it in a little deeper. Okay? So I've done that. Now I firm the soil on top. Again, it looks like it did when we started. I've got time. I do a quick cleanup. I wouldn't recommend you do this at home. Oh, I just totally covered. I am. Brandy's going to come over here and kangaroo kick me. So I've got that. Now, watering can. Ixnay on the watering can. And I'll tell you why. Watering can pulls a heavy stream. I've got a little seed in loose soil. It can pull it deep, like I mentioned there. So what I like to do is use my spray bottle, okay? Once my seedlings, this is no longer germinated. This is now an immature plant. This is a baby plant. I can use a watering can on that. But for my seeds, I'm going to use my bottle, and I'm going to go. I'm going to change that a little. There we go. I got it on mist setting. And the amount of water I'm going to add, I'll show you that in 1 second. I want my soil wet but not saturated. Saturation is going to be bad for the seed. It's not going to allow it to breathe. We want moisture, not saturation and heat. So you can see there that the soil has got just a thin film of water on it, and it's already absorbing. That's it. Now I'll probably water these again at the end of the day. First thing in the morning, at the end of the day, all the way through until I get germination. And that's it. That's how to plant a seed. Put them on a heat mat, let them germinate. Once they germinate, get them into light. We're going to continue with seeds tomorrow. I hope everybody has an amazing day. Drive safe, drive slow, drive to the conditions, please. We want everybody to be safe and sound. And we'll see you tomorrow, Friday, and our webinar on Saturday. Bye, everyone.